You all are not ready for this. I'm going to start sharing my thoughts on here. Look out. Anyway, here's my first. Wealth inequality doesn't benefit anyone, not even the rich. And I believe that to be very profoundly and inevitably true. And there's been studies on this, like even in societies like the United States, where there is a very high degree of inequality alongside a very high degree of wealth. Wealthy people's physical and mental health outcomes are worse than in more egalitarian societies. The deeper thing to recognize, in my opinion, though, is that well-being, real well-being, is not even on offer in this culture, not for anyone, because real well-being is not something that you can purchase or achieve. Well-being is a function of our quality of relationships, the quality of our relationships with the earth, which gives us all of these necessities that we now circumstantially pay for with money, but our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with other people, that is how we become actually well, is by being in right relationship. And that is structurally not possible for any of us in a situation where access to land comes through money, access to food, access to right livelihood. All of these things are privileges. And as long as we are framing achieving those things as a matter of individual merit, rather than framing it as a problem that these things are structurally limited to privilege, as long as that's true, none of us are going to be well. Essentially, if you're in the upper class, if you're empowered by money, you are not in right relationship with life because you are disproportionately empowered to sort of inflict your egoic will on the world. And not everybody uses money this way. The example I always give of somebody who uses money in an excellent way, in my opinion, is my girl Dolly Parton. Anyway, but in the vast majority of cases, that is what having money tees you up to do and what it's supposed to do. Then if you're in the lower class, you're in a situation where your agency is severely diminished. And in order to get enough money to trade for your rent and survive, you then have to do that bidding of those more economically empowered people. So in both of those situations, the person in the upper class and the person in the lower class structurally cannot be in right relationship with the earth or anything else, or with the flow of life. So that's why I say I really feel like we're in this moment where we are being asked to transcend our personal, individual morality about anything, right? And collectively recognize the situation that we're in so that we can all change it, because no one of us can change it. One more really important point on that note is that many people will respond to that and say, well, no, you don't have to do the bidding of some rich person. You can start a business, you can this or that. And for very, 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 very few people, that is possible. And in the course of that person's journey there, they will almost certainly have had to plug into some destructive job doing the bidding of some rich person at the expense of the earth and themselves and other people, just in order to pay the rent to get there. And so still, even if there is some percentage of people grinding and hustling to be entrepreneurs or something like this, if you zoom out from the situation still and you're looking at it from the bird's eye view, the case is still that structurally the vast majority of people necessarily wind up with really, really, really severely diminished agency in the world, and what they wind up having to participate in is destructive to them and others and the earth. So then the task becomes, instead of me or any other individual sort of furiously, privately scheming about how I'm going to make a six-figure income, and isolate myself from the world, at a certain point, the task has to become, and this is what I want to participate in, this is where I want to put my energy. The task has to become, at a certain point, divesting from that whole process and putting our energy as individuals into illuminating the collective situation, so that we can all actually start to shift it.